Forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, we actually did get some rain, but it's all gone now. Take a look. Nothing really showing up here on the storm tracker drop. A little cell down there, a little shower, I should say, in southwestern Champaign County. It looked good earlier, but look at all those storms that moved into Indiana, falling apart, and so that's it. It looks like that most areas remain dry, but it did cool us down. 74 in Paris, 77 in Champaign, where it did not rain. Decatur, Springfield, still the mid and upper 80s. Through this evening, most areas staying dry, temperatures in the lower 70s. We'll talk about the rest of your weekend forecast when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Intruder drills, right? School shootings and school violence.
All things parents worry about as schools get set to open. How one district is trying to make sure everyone stays safe.
This is a game changer for sexual assault survivors.
It's something some people don't report, so one hospital is doing more to help survivors begin the recovery process.
And it's the Twilight Parade here in the capital city. The streets of Springfield are getting started for this year's state fair.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
We have to be prepared, and students are in our care when they're here with us 7 hours a day.
Urbana Schools wants to keep them out of harm's way. The Board of Education on Tuesday approved a district crisis and school safety committee. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons in for Jennifer tonight. Schools across central Illinois are finalizing plans for the new school year. A lot of those plans focus on safety. In Urbana, school leaders are strategizing with the police and fire departments. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is in our newsroom tonight. So Jamie, is this something new for the district?
The committee itself is new, but the district has always had crisis and safety plans. They're hoping to improve plans they've already placed.
Urbana Schools is making protection for students and staff a priority.
I think it's always been a concern, but in recent years it's become more and more of a concern with things that have been happening, not just in our community, but nationwide.
I mean, we're seeing lots of issues across our country around bigger issues of violence, right, that we just saw in Texas and in Ohio.
This week, the Urbana Board of Education approved a district crisis and school safety committee. They will review plans to prevent injuries, health hazards, and threats to schools. Some of the top priorities are fire and weather preparedness and reunification events. Joe Wymelt is principal at Urbana Middle School. He says there's another focus for this committee.
Intruder alerts, intruder drills, right? School shootings and school violence that comes in from the outside.
This year, he's making changes. As a second-year principal in Urbana, he's gaining a better understanding of the building, looking at ways to improve security and enhancing the way they do intruder drills. Staff say it's important to make students a part of the process.
You talk to your students. You make sure they know what the plans are if something does happen. You let them know that you're vigilant.
They're also addressing student behavior. There's a new student handbook for parents that outlines the code of conduct, and they're working more on identifying which students are struggling and how to respond. Wymelt says they want to create an environment where everyone feels safe and they know what to do if danger walks into the building.
Unfortunately, we have to be prepared for that reality that we're facing right now in our country.
The committee is expected to meet several times a year, and the superintendent should schedule an initial meeting in the next few weeks. Live in Urbana, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Students in Urbana and Springfield go back in 2 weeks. Champaign, Decatur, and Danville schools start next week. And with school coming up quickly, today some bus drivers learned what to do in case of a crash. The Illinois Central Bus Depot in Charleston worked with police and fire departments on a mock crash. We've reported on several bus crashes in the last year, including one in December that involved a semi-truck. A man on the bus and the driver of the semi were both killed. Organizers of today's event say they're working to make sure everyone stays safe.
Every year, students across Illinois are doing bus drills and evacuation drills like this. I think this is a great opportunity because you're bringing in Charleston School District personnel, you're bringing in Illinois Central personnel, the Charleston Fire Department, Charleston Police Department, and we're all working together on one drill instead of maybe practicing these things in isolation.
Charleston School District officials were there today to learn what they will do in case they need to respond.
A woman is dead after she was hit by a semi early this morning. It happened on I-74 near the Neal Street exit. Police say 33-year-old Emily Ray of Broadlands was hit on the interstate by the semi. Traffic was diverted for several hours. No autopsy will be done. Excuse me. We have a follow-up on the death of a teenager in Iroquois County. Police have revealed why the 17-year-old was inside her accused killer's home. Adara Bunn was found strangled to death in a home in Sheldon Monday night. The house belongs to Arthur Jensen. He's charged with her murder. We now know Bunn had been at his house a few days prior for a rummage sale. Investigators tell us she returned Monday because Jensen told her he had Disney cups she could buy. Last year, Carle Foundation Hospital saw nearly 130 patients for sexual assault exams.
Evidence was collected for 100 of those. WCIA 3's Christy Batista explains how the hospital is now trying to help survivors regain their strength by making sure the right person is caring for them.
If you ever need to go to the emergency room, one of the first people you see is a nurse. Tegan Steinoski keeps track of those with a special qualification at Carle Foundation Hospital, the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiners, or SANE nurses.
The hospital process is not intended to be sort of step 2 of the trauma that's happened to them. It's intended to really be step 1 of their recovery from that trauma.
There are 15 SANE nurses at Carle, hoping to make sexual assault survivors feel more comfortable.
We do our very best to make sure that we are as sensitive as we can be to their trauma and that we are letting them drive their care while they're here.
Carle was just approved to become an official sexual assault treatment hospital. That means there will be at least one SANE nurse staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
This is a game changer for sexual assault survivors.
Adelaide Amy is the executive director of RACES in Urbana, which focuses on helping sexual assault survivors through counseling and advocacy. She says this is going to help their recovery tremendously.
That is going to guarantee that when our survivor walks in to the emergency department, there will be someone open to their needs.
Before this, any nurse could collect evidence, something Steinoski says is a multi-step process.
You just opened the box and looked at the overwhelming list of steps and read the instructions and kind of figured it out. And what ended up happening with that is that a lot of patients got evidence collection by nurses who were very well-meaning and working very hard, but were very inexperienced and maybe overwhelmed with the kit itself.
And they hope that by making these changes, others will follow suit.
Not here in town, but nationally, of course, we in the business hear stories of victims who go to the ED and it feels like being raped all over again. And no one wants that. So it's the training that helps the exam be supportive versus an additional assault.
To help survivors truly begin the recovery process. In Urbana, Christy Batista, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
OSF Sacred Heart in Danville plans to also be a treatment center for adults. There are currently 9 hospitals approved to be transfer facilities, which means they will send those survivors to the treatment hospitals.
It was an attempt to scam colleges and universities for financial aid money. What U of I officials are now asking state lawmakers to do about it.
Also tonight.
I think that it's more of Donald Trump talking about something that he knows nothing about.
They appeared together on Celebrity Apprentice. Now Rod Blagojevich's former cast member may be giving him a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Well, it's a busy place across the street from the TV station. Here we're looking down to the Champaign Public Library parking lot. They got the food truck rally going on down there. Look at everybody down there getting some food. All right, let's recap today. 89 was the high, running above normal. 61 the low temperature. Look at the Roofing Dog on at Bradshaw weather camera. Evening showers. We'll talk about the weekend forecast and when next week's rain will move in.